end of 2014, everybody. I hope you have had an amazing year. Hope you've done lots of incredible things or are planning incredible things for 2015. So I thought that for my last video of 2014, I would kind of do a best of and worst of travel moments of 2014. It's gonna be a good one. Best. Finally getting my PADI certification, which is my open water diving certification, so I can do more than just the beginner's dive. So I did my dive certification in Tobago while I was there for 2 months, and it was some of the most incredible dive sites, and I'm so happy that I finally did it. Worst. So in the spring when I went to Amsterdam, where Laura and I basically ate everything we could because we were on a mission to try all of these various sweets in Amsterdam. On the way back, I was not feeling too hot. Basically, everything wanted to vacate my body, and did this for 3 days. 3 whole days I could not eat. So right after the Amsterdam trip, my friends came over and we were going to do this tour of Bath and Stonehenge that I had planned. Now you don't notice it in the video because this is Nadine's fine range of acting skills for you. I was like super dehydrated. I felt so ill and wanted to do a lot of things that required a toilet at an accessible period of time, but I couldn't get to one. There might have been an incident, a small incident, but just holding it in. I was holding it in and popping a lot of pills. Best. Doing a stand-up paddle bioluminescence tour in Tobago. Now, I actually don't have any footage that I could show you from this because it is impossible to capture. So you stand up paddle out to a lagoon and it is pitch black. Now, the best time to do it is when there is a new moon, so there is absolutely no moon in the sky. And so it's the darkest it can possibly be. And basically these are little phytoplanktons that light up when you stir the water. It looks like you are in an Avatar lake. Like, you know the movie Avatar? You jump in the water and you're like full on breaststroke paddling and your entire body is lit up and surrounded by these bioluminescent lights and you're glowing. Worst. When I kid you not, one of the most terrifying moments of my life. I was semi-attacked by a Titan beetle. Now, I never knew what a Titan beetle was. I didn't even know it existed, but basically, it is one of the 10 largest bugs in the world. Now, I will show you a picture of this bug, so if you are squeamish, please look away for 2 seconds and then come back. This is what it looks like. It is the size of my hand. It is the size of my hand and it flew toward me in the middle of the night in the jungle and I was petrified. Best. So since I got my PADI certification in Tobago this summer, it allowed me to do more diving when I was in Mexico. So I had the opportunity to go diving in a cenote, which is a underground cave system. It's not quite a cave, that's why you didn't need it, because there's like a special certification that you need for cave diving. Open water marine diving is so incredible, but diving in a cave where you're just surrounded by all these stalagmites and stalactites and you are going through all these turns and caverns. I mean, like, it's scary. It's definitely scary. It's not for people who are claustrophobic, that's for sure. But it's just otherworldly, completely otherworldly. Worst. Getting a fine on the metro system. When I was traveling in Spain with my friends, we were taking the metro system to get to places where you basically buy these 10 pass metro cards where you can kind of scan it, and once it's done, that's it, it's 10 passes. So I scanned through to the gate and I was like, oh, the card's done. And I threw it in the garbage. So basically when we got off our station, there was a roadblock of Spanish cops that were asking to see tickets. And I was like, oh my gosh, I threw away my ticket. I'm so sorry. We got on there and they were like, €50 fine or go to jail. I was like, what? What? Yeah, the Spanish traffic enforcement cops do not care what excuse that you have. It's either €50, if you have €50, pay the fine, or you're gonna hand over your passport or your driver's license card. That's more so for like actual residents, because then it basically means they're gonna hold on to it until you pay the fine. So if you don't pay the fine or you don't hand off your driver's license or your passport to them, they'll throw you in jail. Like, there's literally cops right there that will take you to jail. we paid the €50 fine. But lesson learned, always keep your transit tickets. Really frustrating because I actually did pay for the subway. I actually did pay for it. Best. Also, when I was in Mexico, I had the opportunity to swim with whale sharks. These are huge, gigantic. They're not sharks. They're not whales. They're more like gigantic feeder fish. So they're super, super calm, docile, like they don't harm you at all. And you basically jump into the water and swim as fast as you can to try to catch up to these huge creatures. Oh, such a great experience. Very tiring though. Very, very, very tiring. Worst. Not properly preparing myself for a 2-hour hike in the Fiji jungle mountainside. I wore flip-flops and a bathing suit, and although I did joke about it in the video that I made, I was actually in a lot of pain and discomfort. My feet they're just not calloused and hard enough to walk barefoot for long periods of time on rocks and dirt and mud. That just, maybe one day, not today though. Best, being invited to the White House. Myself, along with 99 other most influential travel bloggers in the world, were invited down to take part in the first ever Travel Abroad and Global Citizenship Summit. So we were there to hear and to blog about all the ways that the US government is basically trying to push studying abroad, traveling abroad, and working abroad for periods of time. They realize how important and how valuable a global perspective on the world is. Worst. So for 2 months when I was in Tobago doing everything that you saw me do when I was in Tobago, I had a very, very bad back injury, which I didn't actually know what it was until I came back to Canada. I was in so much pain that if I was not taking at least a couple ibuprofens a day, I could barely get out of bed. I could barely get in and out of cars. Like, it was really, really bad. When I came back from Tobago, I went to the doctor, and basically what's happened is I rotated my pelvis, which put strain on my tendons and ligaments holding up my spine. So, still to this day, I am working on fixing my back injury, basically chiro, physio, a whole spiel of things. Back injuries are not fun. It's been like over 6 months and I'm still dealing with it, so that kind of sucked. There you have it. Those were my best and worst travel moments of 2014. And now I'm interested to hear what your best or worst travel moment of 2014 was. So let me know down below in the comments, and I will pick out a couple of my favorites and give you guys some of my leftover postcards. So I have a few postcards left over, so yeah, let me know down below and you can get one of these. Thanks again for joining me in this incredible year of 2014, and I very much hope to see you again on all our incredible ventures that we're gonna have in 2015. Yeah? So thank you again for watching, and I will see you in 2015. Bye!
And we are going to answer your questions. So yes, here they are from Instagram and Twitter.
Q&A. Let's do this.
Boom.
So the first question is,